Hey everybody, I'm coming at you today with a little celebrity-inspired glam. I have been so just interested in some different celebrity makeup looks that I've seen lately on some different music awards shows and just here and there. There have just been some looks where I'm like, wow. Instantly there's something about the look that I feel so drawn to, so like interested in recreating on myself. And do you ever just see those looks where it's like, can I just get back in my makeup room right away and try that, or do my whole look over and try to do that look? And do you guys remember like back in 2008, 2009, if you were watching YouTube back in those days, there were a lot of celebrity inspired looks going on, and now you really don't see as much. But I thought this would be my little tribute to a lot of different celebrity looks that I'm really enjoying, and I've got bits and pieces of them all on my face today. So again, a lot of this was award show oriented. First off, the very first thing that made me step back for the first time in a while and see a celebrity look and say, wow. That, like, number one, it looks great. Number two, it really happened to photograph amazingly well. And it's Kacey Musgraves, and this was at this year's Grammy Awards. She had this beautiful pink highlight, kind of like really icy cool pink, and it just really looked gorgeous. It wasn't quite so obvious in some different shots where she was head on, but where she's turned in that picture and she's holding all of her awards, it's like, wow, that is absolutely glowing and beautiful. So I thought about what I might have in my collection that could sort of recreate that look, and a key product that came to mind was my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector, the one in Prismatic Amethyst. I really like this shade because it nails the coolness factor here, because it does have this kind of icy, pinky look to it as it shears out on the skin. Just a hint of lilac because it is so cool. I have a lot of pinky highlights that verge on warm or golden, and that's definitely not what she has going on here. But here's another key to her look. Her skin is incredibly even, and it makes that highlight just bounce off even more, I feel. So something I think you can do to give added evenness to your highlight, I took a translucent powder as I was doing this look. This is the Revolution Bacon Blot. I just really like the amount of product that like kind of comes onto my brush when I use this. It's plenty, but you can sort of dab back and forth between these and then get that initial layer of highlight that really evens out your skin and brightens the skin. And then I went on top of it with one more layer of the Prismatic Amethyst. And it's really tough in here because I've got this full lighting everywhere, so it kind of doesn't give anything a chance to not be catching the light right now. And this particular highlight is so multi-dimensional. It might pull a little lilac at times. It will really most of the time pull a very icy pinky look. And her highlight is really centered just way up here, really top of the cheekbone, just under the eye. And I just thought it was so brightened and so fresh, and it made me want to, even if I don't use that exact technique all the time, just pull out that tone of a highlight because it just looked so outstanding, and it was really the standout part of her look. She seemed to have a very simple look otherwise, but that just made her skin look amazing. And then definitely finish off with some setting mist because she appears just sort of dewy as well, but a real flawless dewiness. That's why I kind of thought her highlight might have been executed with powder and then some kind of mist on top to just give the skin that look. But it's hard to not see that look and go, wow, that's so pretty. Next kind of inspiration look is actually also from the Grammys, and it was Alicia Keys. And now she's been doing the no makeup thing for quite some time. And you know, that's not something, I'm not inspired to the level that I want to go no makeup, because I actually love makeup. I love products. I love the process of putting it on every day. Like, it's not something that would cause me any happiness or joy to take out of my life. But here's what inspires me. The thought of being comfortable going with less, because she looks amazing. Her skin, she looks so young, and you're gonna get that right. If you do less makeup, you're gonna have less like settling in your lines. You're gonna have just a more youthful look overall. So she's really channeling that. And then also something I don't always think about, I automatically default to, if I've got a big event, a dressy event, big makeup, you know, glam makeup. makeup. It's like, that's my default mode. But I look at her and I think, gosh, with beautiful hair, with beautiful styling, great accessorizing, the face doesn't always have to be going at 100 miles an hour. You know what I mean? So it just kind of makes me stop and think about that and maybe trying to have a little more confidence with less. Although I did dig a little deeper as to what was going on with her on the Grammys. And according to the makeup artist who was working with Burt's Bees products at that time, there are some times when makeup artists are using just certain lines. She claimed to have used some of the Burt's Bees foundation mixed with a face oil just to give her a beautiful kind of evenness and luminosity to the skin. And she had said in an article that sometimes, you know, they'll use individual lashes on Alicia or a little bit of a lip gloss, maybe a bit of a brow gel. I think faux freckles were also mentioned, but just these kind of no makeup techniques that keep her in a super natural place. And I tell you what, there was nothing more fierce than Alicia Keys when she came out and she did her performance. She was hosting the Grammys, but she did her performance. She had that hat on. She had this low-cut top. She was sitting between two pianos, playing them both at the same time. There was nobody more on fire, just talent-wise, looks-wise, than Alicia Keys right there. She may not be glamming up makeup-wise, but she is showing just how beautiful natural skin can be. And now I've also read that she has an amazing skincare routine that is rather pricey. And isn't part of this, you know, having the skin that gives you that confidence to just let it shine through all the time. So there are a lot of factors at play here, but I think Alicia Keys is absolutely gorgeous. And it's reminding me that even in maybe formal settings, special occasions, dial it back a little bit on the makeup and see how it goes, and maybe really pay attention to accessorizing and the hair and the overall look. And you can still look super finished. It doesn't always take a full face. I love Alicia Keys. I think her talent is also just amazing. I mean, did you see what she did at the Grammys? You got to look it up. I'll have to YouTube a link. She did like a series of all the songs she wished she had written, and it was so fun. It had this kind of like lounge feel. It was completely different from the feel of somebody getting on a stage and performing for the people at an awards show. It had this kind of loungy vibe. It was so fun. Here's another one. Kylie Jenner. I came across this picture. Her makeup artist is Makeup by Ariel, and I follow him on Instagram. And I saw this look and I was just like, oh, that's like, I mean, everybody's got their opinions on Jenners, Kardashians, etc. I don't really care. I'm just talking about the makeup here and the hair. The entire feel I get. I mean, she's obviously got this really hot outfit on, but this is all about shapes for me. And she clearly has some hot rollered kind of old school wave in the hair, and I love that look. I wanted to do that today, but I forgot to get my rollers going in time, hence the messy bun. And just her entire look is so sculpted. The clean brow, I tried to really emulate like the shape of that brow. My brow seems to maybe arch up just a little higher than hers. I like the warmth that seems to be coming from like the perimeter of the face and just under the cheekbone. Look at the simplicity on the eye. There may be little to no eyeshadow going on there, but there is a small wing. And it's not a wing that's being drawn off all the way to her temple. It's just a small wing, yet the glamour that carries is so beautiful. And of course that red lip, kind of a matte satin type lip. I could probably close my eyes and dip into my red lip drawer and find something that would do that. We've hopefully all got a red floating around and we can do that. For this look, for me, it's a lot of things coming together. The hair, the red lip, the flick of the liner, the very subtle eye otherwise, the clean brow and kind of bronzy skin. I really loved everything about that look. And there's so much I love about it. It was really hard for me to take a piece of it today and work it into my other stuff, except I did try to take my Bare Minerals, the new pressed warmth bronzer. I used a little bit of this kind of around. I mean, this is just a full look I'm gonna have to try one day for you. And I have done this type of look before. Talking about special occasion makeup, this is something that I kind of always have in my hip pocket thinking I can do the hot rollers, I can do the red lip, blah, blah, blah. But that's a gorgeous look. I love that. Now I've got 3 more little things to talk about, and these all came from the ACMs that were just this past weekend. And the main look that grabbed me, and it was kind of a head to toe look, it's hard to ignore this gorgeous dress, Maren Morris. She's like a doll. She seems like maybe she's really petite, I'm not sure, but her dress just was stunning on her. This lilac, really clean looking dress that looks so full at one angle, but then you could see that it had this fun kind of like short part. And I love the neckline, top part of the dress. It just was so beautiful. And then zooming in on her face, so flawless. The really super sleek straight hair. And then she had this lilac shimmer encircling the eyes, a fairly light looking eye overall and a little bit of a lash. It's not the eye look that I recreated for today, I'll get there, but it got me thinking about possibly what products could have been used or what products could be used to get that same look. And I pulled out my Norvina palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I thought a little bit about this shade called Celestial and also Wild Child, those two colors, and actually the mixing of those two shades gives you this really pretty like soft lilac shimmer that appears to have been taken, like I said, all around the eye and so beautifully done. I like how her makeup was really kept kind of delicate, yet she looks so gorgeous. And then another palette that I've been loving lately is my Wanderlust palette, and it has a couple of nice kind of lilac-y tones here. This color called Nimbus and Gravity. You look at each of those, kind of combine them a little bit because one gives a little more coolness. But you know, that's what I'm talking about, that beautiful lilac, but not just wearing it as a pop on the lid, but kind of encircling the eye with that pretty, just one color. So beautiful. And then her lip, I really liked it because it made me think of this kind of baby lip type glow. So I tried to recreate that a little bit today. What I first thought to do was to take a really gently colored tinted lip balm. This is the Sugar Advanced Therapy Dream lip balm from Fresh, just a little sample size here. And it really does give that kind of softly pink baby lips type look. A nice sheer level of color there. And then I took kind of a milky type gloss to go over the top, kind of a milky nude. Buxom White Russian is what I've got on with that. And I almost feel like that Fresh like kind of pulls a little bit of my natural lip tone out, and then you've got that kind of nude shine on top. Not a real outlandish lip color or anything super notable that she had on the lips, but you know, it was part of the overall look and I thought it really complemented things nicely. My girl Carrie Underwood, couple months after giving birth, she is on the scene and looking so flawless on the red carpet. She's got the same kind of skin look we often see from her, which is very matte, that nude lip, but something that really drew me in on this look was the crisp, clean, beautiful eye. Her brows look great on top of it, but looking in at the eye, I've tried to snoop around on this look and get some different angles. I feel like there's maybe just a gentle warmth to the crease slightly, but then an overall cool, deep, smoky eye and a very full lash and a little shimmer around the inner corner. And I love the look, and it gave me a great excuse to pull out this palette that I've been wanting to do a look with for a while. It's my Profusion Smoky palette. We're talking under $5 for this thing at Walmart, and it can just do the real Carrie smoky eye, I think. So I'm going to demo that for you now. I used Sandstorm first in my crease after priming everything. I got that going in there because I could just see on a couple close-up shots that there may have been a light brown prepping her crease a little bit. And then I got that blended out. I used Pure up under the brow, which is a little bit of a matte satiny finish shade that looks just very clean. Then I started blending Graphite, which is a really great kind of grayish shade with a little bit of plum. And I started blending that up into my crease and then patted that over most of my lid. And I love the matte smokiness that comes from that. This is not a look I often do, but now this is a look I want to incorporate more. And then I took Raven, which is our black here, and just used that mainly in the outer corner just to amp up the depth even more. The look does not appear to be super shaped with a big outer V or anything. It just looks very blended, buffed out, yet deep. And then I took Raven down on the lower lash line a little bit. Again, nothing's pulling too far from the eye. It's staying in kind of tight there. So I just kept it pretty close to the lash line. It looked like there may have been a brown in the lower inner rim. I used this Mr. Right liner from the Balm in the shade Seymour Love Letters. And then to finish off the look, I lined my upper lash line with a black liquid liner. There appears to be no wing on her look. And I used the lash. I'm not loaded with lash selection right now, but I did have some Cocoa Risques. These are maybe just a bit more piecey than the lashes that she had, but still very nice and thick, and it just kind of makes me think of the look she had. I did my Thrive liquid lash extensions on the lower lashes also. But really pleased with the overall look, and it just makes me think of that cool smoky eye that I remember seeing on Carrie for a long time. She's not afraid to go pretty dark on the lid. We see it a lot, and I think it's a flattering look on her. And this palette is unbeatable, by the way. Like, such a good palette. If you like a little bit cooler looks, I think you should totally check it out. My last thing is a lip look that really caught my eye, and it's from Jessie James Decker. She had this gorgeous dress on that had some reddish accents, and then wearing a color on the lips that I've often described as a watermelon kind of red. You know, it's reddish, but it's got some pink in there. It's got some life and brightness that seems so appropriate for spring and summer. And so I scoured my collection for that kind of a color. I found a couple and then realized, oh, that's discontinued. So I didn't want to put in anything that couldn't be found, you know. But if you're looking for this kind of shade, think about reds that have a little bit of a pink twist to them. So I'm going to pop on what I found here. It's the Makeup Forever Artist Flexi Gloss in 404. She seems to have a decent amount of shine on her lips, so I chose something with a shiny finish. But this is very opaque and really dead on with the color. So see what I mean with that red that just, you know, at a second glance is also giving you a bit of a pink vibe. It's so pretty. I mean, I think you could probably see it instantly livened up my face just having some color on there. But watermelon red, great color. If you want this in a lipstick form, if you might still have it on hand, the MAC Cream Sheen lipstick in the shade called Nice to Meet You is very on point with this color as well. If I find some more alternatives to this shade, I'll try to fit it into an upcoming video, but I loved that she went there with the really bright lip, and I liked how it played off of the same color in her dress. So thank you guys so much for taking time to watch today. I hope you enjoyed this. It was kind of fun to throw back and think about celebrity looks because I feel like we are inspired by them in everyday life, but on YouTube anymore, we just don't see a lot of talk about them. We don't see a lot of recreated looks. So I wanted to recreate a lot of looks, as many as I could fit on my face on this day. So thanks again, guys, and I will see you very soon. Bye.